Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to my channel. My name is Arun. I'm a leadership coach, and I trust you also would have watched my previous video where I talked about some of the leadership behaviors, which are the most worked upon behaviors across the industries by all very high-end top leaders. In this video, what we are going to talk about is some of the best practices or some of the success factors that every leader should be practicing. Now, on one hand, if you have watched the previous video, you understood what are the behaviors. And now we are going to learn some of the best practices for every leader to know and act on it. Now, why we are talking about this? Because I have seen that a lot of people have a good understanding of what leadership is, what are the concepts, but what they miss out, and the most important thing is the action. Now, when you take action, the way you behave, there are certain good practices, which is what I'm going to talk to you that will help you to have a great managerial as well as personal effectiveness. So let's get there. There are some very important 10 factors that I'm going to talk about which can help you to practice in your day-to-day work. Now, what are those very important success factors that every leader should practice? Number one is the best predictor of a person's behavior is his past behavior. While we interview people, we normally look at people and we ask the examples of the past. So from the past, what kind of situations that you have come across, how you handled those situations, is something going to define your character, define your profile, that how you would approach in future on certain situations which might be challenging. So keep practicing your current things in such a way and bring some experience of the past in solving those areas which are relevant. The next is leaders who exhibit good behaviors outperform those who do not. As I referred, go back to my previous video, learn about what are those leadership behaviors which are most worked upon. Now, the question is, are you exhibiting those good behaviors? If you are exhibiting those good behaviors, you are definitely going to outperform those who do not. What does it mean? It simply means that a lot of people are not able to understand what it actually means. They feel that the mission, vision, values, all these are some corporate statements that is meant only for the corporate high-end people, but not for me. But please remember, your behaviors are going to be your future success factors. So look into this very carefully and practice. Number three, people are happier when they are put in jobs that align with their personality. Now, this is a tricky situation, but keep exploring yourself. Keep looking at areas that you have never tried and explore what are your capabilities or your latent talent inside you. And the more you're able to exhibit, you will be able to showcase in the organization that what you are capable of and what you can do. For example, let's say you are in sales, but you are very strong in, let's say, driving events, in reaching out to customers by understanding, analyzing the customers in detail, and basis that you customize your approach to win over the customers. Could be that you have the capability of being a very good Salesforce effectiveness manager. Talk about this to your manager and see that if you can get that role, because your core capability aligns with that particular role. And explore these opportunities within the organization whenever you get the chance. The most powerful workplace motivator is recognition, recognition, and recognition. In very simple words, if you are a leader, look for opportunities how to recognize your people. And recognition doesn't always mean that you have to give an award or a reward. Recognition also means that you are appreciating their work and you are finding that what are the opportunities that they have done better rather than micromanaging. So recognize as much as possible, as often as possible, as fast as possible. Next is, no matter how motivated an employee is, his or her performance is going to suffer if there is no supportive environment. So if you are a leader, If you are not the person who is encouraging people to make mistakes, if you are not the person who is helping people to try new things, people are not going to achieve bigger things. Please understand and remember that when you started as a leader, you were given that confidence by your people around you, and then you were able to do certain things and you reached a place where you are right now. So if you really want to motivate your people, provide them an environment where they can come up with some suggestions. Let them fail, but let them also understand that even the biggest scientists fail. Out of 100 failures, they get one success. So that one success is something that you should encourage. Next is, it is impossible to lead people who don't trust you. It's so simple, it's so clear. When people don't trust you, you cannot say that I'm a leader. And that is where you should be able to know why there are trust deficit. What is that is depleting the trust. And the only way to develop the trust is start doing things in terms of communication. So I'll give you an example. Recently, I gave this message to somebody whom I was coaching. And he said, sir, I'm doing all the best things that are possible. I am doing whatever is given as per my KRAs. I'm listening to my manager and I'm doing everything it is possible. But he doesn't trust me back. He doesn't shows that confidence in me. He always feel that, how I can get the best out of him. Neither he get happy and motivated about it. Now, my question is, who is still stopping you to do the right things? Things will change. Things will definitely come to a point. Have that patience. Have that perseverance. Have a longer vision or a bigger vision with the organization rather than thinking very minutely that what you have already done and still you did not get anything in return. More than that, think about it as a larger vision that why you are in this organization, what is your purpose. So the best way is to expand your vision. And to do that, you have to collaborate with people. And in collaboration, you have to talk to people. You have to work on your communication skills. And then your trust level goes up. Next is, too often 20 years of experience is nothing more than 1 year of experience repeated 20 times. A lot of people say that I am 20 years, 30 years of work experience, but they do not realize that they are still on the old school. They are not adaptable. They are not adopting new things, neither adaptable nor adoptable, which means that they are still working like they are running 10 or 20 kilometers on a treadmill. They are standing where they are, but they say that they have run for 20 minutes or whatever, two kilometers. So the question is that, are you learning something new, trying to acquire new knowledge, trying to acquire new experiences by networking, by knowing things? That's very important, not the number of years that matters. Next is, nearly 90% of the Fortune 1000 firms use 360-degree feedback for employee appraisal. Now, do you know that one of the best things that happens for any individual is to know what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what are the things that they need to do more of, less of, and continue? That can only happen if you have a habit of taking a 360-degree feedback. If your organization is not doing it, you should go and encourage that at least once in a year, because that report is something that you must ask your organization, because it's for your development, it's for your growth, rather than avoiding it that, oh, if certain things get exposed, what will happen to me? Don't get there. Look for these opportunities, because your growth is your organization growth, your department growth, and overall business growth. 9, no matter what a leader does, if followers don't respond, then the leader fails. It's very clearly, it's also reflecting when people don't trust you. So trust is one of the factors that is coming again and again between the leaders and the followers. So look at things about how you are influencing people, how you are involving people in creating a vision. Because once people become a part of the decision and of a creation of vision, they also owe that particular thing. And that's where their motivation and demotivation lies. If you create something on your own and you just give it back to them and that they have to implement, they will never owe it. And when they don't owe it, they don't respond to it. So that's your job as a leader, to create that vision. And for that, one of the important skill is communication. Next and the last is actions do speak louder than words. If you know all this and if you don't take action, no use. So in my coaching practice, I tell people it's not about knowing, it's about doing. A lot of people have gained a lot of knowledge through various programs, Google, YouTube, and stuff. But when it comes to a real practice, it only happens when you take action. So in very simple words, these 10 very important mantras that I have found that are very relevant, and I'm sure you can correlate each of it in your current work practice. So think about which one or two areas that you really want to start if you are not doing it. In other words, in my coaching, I say start doing it. And also one more area is stop doing it. If you are doing something, if you are a micromanager, or if you are not communicating, you start doing it. Last is, there are certain things that you might find that you're already doing it. Then my recommendation is to continue and do it more often. Let's say, for example, recognizing or recognition of employees. Do it fast, do it first, and do it very, very clearly that how people are getting recognized for the right work that they have done. Well, if you really find this video useful, and if you go back to the previous video of the leadership behaviors that are most worked upon, I'm sure you can connect the dots, and that will help you to enhance your leadership journey with me on this channel. So if you have any question, write back on the comment section. If you have any comment to make, if you like the content, do share your comments also. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.